Hi, I'm Clarence Jackson. Take a chance against fraud. Good evening. Today, I talk about different venues regarding fraud from a financial aspect. Today's topic is fraud in general. Today, I was rejected to go to truck driving school because of my previous felonies from 2008 and 9. I explained to the school my situation. I explained to them all the documentation of what they needed to have. And it really poised for me today to come on the air and speak about being a felon and understanding the felon's place and why I fight so hard against fraud. Because without the organizations and the government and state facilities that we have to deal with and the funding that's out here that millions of Americans put finances back into, thank God for that. Because if you don't have the word called humility, humbleness, then you need to really sit down and figure your tomorrows out, fellas. We made the mistakes, and we have to correct them. We can't blame the policemen. We can't blame the system 24/7. We have to look at ourselves and justify our own faults. And even when the lady was like, well, I'm sorry, I can't help you because you was convicted in 2008 for insurance fraud. No matter of the good works that I'm doing now, that means nothing. Because, unfortunately, the law is the law. I pleaded guilty to the situation. Yes, I was upset because I felt like the millions of words that I hear every day from different felons of we can't find jobs. Not a lot of felons are as talented as me to be able to go out here and have a gift of having carpentry skills, communication skills, or even a direction. That is why it made it so important that I push the envelope, take a chance against fraud campaign, because I really want to show that a felon such as myself, with all the articulate skills, all the verbal knowledge, and all the awareness of how to get out here and to pick yourself back up in these situations. I applied last week for cinematography school. I'm going to become a director. But I'm also going to take up a truck driving course in March to go for my CDLA license. I've been driving over 31 years, and in a matter of a day, I felt like I have never driven a day in my life because this person made me feel as if I was inadequate to be able to handle the responsibilities of being someone who's fallen, but they don't understand is how you get back up. And I was angry about it. I wanted to go into detail later, but all I could just say to her was, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you just taking a moment to look at my file. I'm sorry for my past, but don't judge me for my future. And the reason why I felt like I had to get on the air tonight and put it out here, as I continuously try to do and educate felons, many of them misinformed regarding fighting against fraud. I can sit up here, I can write a world-renowned TV show with 6 ex-felons and myself. We're having a task team and we're going out here fighting against fraud. Or I could put a book together where a man's vow to God, he travels the universe. And he lets people know that God is still involved in people's lives. Then we can sit here and look at a man that is humble enough to scrub floors, get on the roof, do whatever it takes to acknowledge his wrong, to give back. But I understand you can never sometimes give back entirely because you're judged for what you've done, for not what you did and what you're doing in life. But I'm just letting you know, fellas, it's a little hard sometimes to swallow that pill, humbleness. But I love my country, and I love a lot of the support that I work with other police officers. You have to take your past and put it back stored and take and build off of that and get back into society, working with your government, acknowledging that I'm right, learning how to write and be able to communicate with people. We have great politicians in office. We have great We have I volunteer my services to various police stations and authorities if I can be an assistant. I've talked to DAs, and I've worked with DAs in various counties because I feel like I have the knowledge to direct people's wrongs into being correct their rights, to make their rights better. Give people an opportunity to believe in the system again. I don't get no rewards for that. I don't look for acknowledgement for that. I look for the fact that I'm an ex-felon. And long as I don't change the direction of being an ex-felon, I will always be an ex-felon. But I'm not going to always be an ex-felon because I'm changing the concept of being a felon and being something productive. So all I'm asking you felons, and as I continue doing my part to give back, look within yourselves. Stop feeling sorry for yourselves. Stop feeling like you cannot understand. There are great, you have to just take common knowledge. Go to your library. There's a lot of great literature in there. System helping you. Stop being lazy. Stop being misguided. Stop blaming anybody because you know something. Just as hard as we fought to get out of prison, fight to get out of the prison in your mind. I had nothing when I came out of prison. And every day I'm working to get more involved into my campaign work, more involved into my nonprofit aspect of going around educating people, not just here in North Carolina, but nationally. I hope someday that some of you out that's seeing me on the air will get a chance to meet me personally and sit down and read some of my literature that I'm putting out and allow me to give you a true copy from a person who's committed fraud and who's giving back to the community to understand that we can change the direction. Because we got to put trust back in our country. We can all sit around and blame the policeman, the judge, the DA. No. Blame yourselves and make a better tomorrow here in this country. I'm not here to sell nobody. I'm not here to bamboozle anybody. As I always used to say on a talk show I used to have, you have to be understanding what you want to do in life. Believe in the system. It's going to work. I mean, I can tell you religious things, believe in God, but I won't go verbally there with you. I'll go verbally straight facts. Figure it out. All the time you spend complaining, you could be grabbing knowledge. Yes, I was upset about the felony situation, how she made me feel like I was not worthy of going to a school that I felt I was very compatible for. But I didn't sit back and allow it to deter me. What I did was I took those opportunities and I built a brick and a foundation. And I said I would get on this YouTube page and I would work on a concept of what I want to teach people and what I want to educate people. Because it's not going to always be about a financial type of fraud. It's going to be a fraud sometimes of your own individual fraud of not believing that you can better yourself. I'm Clarence Kevin Jackson. I'm a convicted felon. You can Google me and look at the topics out there, or you can stand up and you can really give me a call at 910-363-6652 and leave a message. And if any way I can give you support system or direct you to organizations that I hear some great organizations that's helping felons get back on their feet, I will do my part to support you. It doesn't cost you anything for me to call you back. It doesn't cost you anything for me to give you knowledge. I don't have a hidden fee. Yes, I do take donations to keep my ability for me to travel in certain areas to go around and do my campaign work. But I'm not obligating anyone to donate because my donations come from the man upstairs. If I can get those and he makes a way, I get out here and I work for the things. But at some point I want to be able to reach a broader and bigger audience to be able to help people understand the serious levels of fraud, from financial to social to the social media to just different types of fraud in general. But I just wanted to make a topic today. Stay strong, fellas. We have to figure this out. If we don't figure out how to adapt in this world, we're going to have continuous crimes. And you're going to keep repeating the crimes and going back to jail, going back to a system that's not going to assist you with anything. And all I'm just saying is, you have to want to better yourself. I know you're afraid. I know you're scared. I was too. I got out here, I never wanted to touch a hammer again. I never wanted to touch a screwdriver, a drill, or anything. But I had to remember that Jesus was a carpenter and I'm just one of his workers. And if I'm not committing fraud in any way, I'll help. I'll build a doghouse. I'll do whatever it takes for me to help fund my organization, take a chance against fraud, to give back knowledge, to give you knowledge, because it's a terrible thing to not help another brother and sister. And that's just not brother and sister in color, that's brother and sister in faith, brother and sister through the felon programs, brother and sister just in general knowledge of being Americans or just being humans. That is my purpose, to give back to you. Like I said on many of my shows, many of my YouTube commercials, it's not what I say, it's how I walk. And I think I'm walking okay. Yes, it was deterring, it was frustrating hearing that I couldn't go to the school, and I didn't have the financial means to pay for another school. This school was being funded. Well, I guess I got to figure it out. But I will always support my felons. If there's any way possible I can assist you, whether you're a felon, whether you're just a person that just doesn't have the knowledge of it, feel free to go to my email and hit me at takeachanceagainstfraud13@gmail.com. Let's take a chance against fraud 13@gmail.com. Or you can call me directly at 910-363-6652. I actually, if you don't reach me right there, leave a message, leave your number clearly, and I'll get back with you. Because all I try to do every day is keep someone else and change a life. If I can do that in my words of encouragement, it's no problem. I've done my job. So please understand, take a chance against fraud. It's the best step you can